So I had somebody ask me about modifying standard 900, 93 steering knuckles to work with a Viggen setup, and I was just going to share that video over like a message, and it turned out to be too long. So I'll just make a post of it. Let's check that out. Okay, what we have here is the Viggen hub, and you can see how it's got a nice flat surface all the way to the edge, all the way around, except to where the knuckle starts to come across to the strut. This dimension here, from here to about the same side, like if it was centered, is just under about 3.5 inches. The inside diameter is just under 3. So keep those numbers in mind. I'll mention something about that here in a moment. And you can see the non-Viggen has that lip. It's just ever so slightly, I mean, it's just a fraction of an inch. I would guess that's about 50 thousandths. Take that back, that's maybe like 80 thousandths. Just a little bit of lip there. This surface here that's shiny, this surface here basically, is a non-critical surface. There's nothing important really about this. You want to keep as much material there as you can because that's what retains the snap ring, of course, but it's a non-critical surface. So if you were to use an angle grinder with a flat disc and knock down all of this edge here to here, that would be fine. That'd get you a huge jump forward. And then if you were to take like a slightly used 4-inch disc like this, okay, this one just happens to fit inside there as is. But if you were to hold that flat on an angle grinder and just start gently pushing it, keeping it flat on the surface there and pushing it towards the surface there, like as if you're moving this way, okay, you can cut flat to that surface and open that up the rest of the way. I would start with just opening this up so it doesn't try to catch and shake you around in here. So if you start by opening all of this up as much as you can and then just coming into that last bit here, you're going to be set. So again, this measurement here is about 3.5 inches. That makes this probably about 3.25, I would guess. So you need an appropriate size cutting disc to do that. I wouldn't use a stone because they tend to, bevel on the edge here. You want, it's not ideal to use this as a surfacer like that. As long as you're not putting a lot of downward pressure on the blade in this direction, which there really should be no reason for it, and just using that to be flat and then cutting in that direction, this will be ideal. So now whether or not you have a disc that happens to fit there, that's questionable. But again, if you cut away all of this extra here, you wouldn't really even need a disc that's this small. You could come in there just like a normal 4-inch and just kind of like right in there and cut that. So that's one option. And then the depth that's on here, if you see here, even here, it's about 1/8 of an inch. It's just a little over 1/8 of an inch. So that's where I was saying, if you just clearance the tone wheel, give it a chamfer on that backside, you'll clear all of this. You'll clear it all the way from there. That is the simplest solution, but both are good. This is the mod to get it to basically look like a Viggen or fit like a Viggen. Those are my suggestions. It's very simple. It's really not as difficult as some people make it out to be, and it can really be done manually.